Hello. Good evening. So, another session of Monday Tidbits. This Monday Tidbits at times become a joke for a few of my friends who keep pulling my leg, especially on Tuesdays. As you can see, I've just come from office, still in my office attire, not a typical running attire. And I had a good last week. I ran more than 100 kilometers at the same time, did a little bit of cycling, 75 odd kilometers. I have started going to a swimming pool, taken a membership. So I'm enjoying. I'm really enjoying. Now, oh, I forgot to tell you, one of my athlete, Tojo, who has made me proud by coming very close to 4 hour full marathon, and this was his first full marathon. He has only ran half marathon prior to this. So all in all, a very, very, very nice week. Now today I thought I'll be talking about a very important subject: periodization in scheduling. Now, what is it? What is so great about periodization? Yeah, I try to put it in a very simple one liner that people who believe that every human being is different, every human being is made different by God, they believe in periodization. Because the opposite of periodization is winging, which is like, prepare some speed workout today, some easy runs tomorrow. There is no structure, there is nothing. And there are a lot of people in the market who keep talking about a structured training program, but to my mind there's a not at all structured training program. The reason being that one size fit all approach is not a structured training program, right? The same set of exercise among 25 people is not a structured training program. Anyway, coming back to periodization, so the first step towards a periodization exercise is getting to have a particular goal race. So this goal race may be 1 month from now, 6 months from now, or 12 months from now. Typically, if you're looking for marathon, you should not have more than 2 goal races in a year. Half marathon, you can still have 3, but ideally, the 2 races is a very critical condition. At least that's what I believe. Once you're fixed on the goal race, then you start working backward. Look at the number of days you have in hand, and then you start breaking it down. Typical classical periodization has got 3 particular building blocks. Building block number 1 is preparation. Building block number 2 is competition, and number 3 is recovery or transition. So when you start with the first is preparation, it starts gradually. So as they say that easy before the fast, that is the mantra here. And why easy before the first? The principal reason behind it is our cardiovascular adaptation of the body is far superior than your musculoskeletal adaptation. So if you rush into a very high intensity, high volume kind of a training at a day zero, then what will happen? Your heart will be able to cope up with it, but your muscles and your bones, your joints may not be. And when they are not being able to do it, then only one thing happen: injury and stop of your training program, demotivation, frustration, finally leaving the running field. You don't want to see the same thing happen with you, right? So you have to start slowly, build your base, and then move into medium intensity and medium level, you know, uh, medium intensity, medium level, volume, and finally you move from this is the building fitness phase of the preparation block. Then you move into the competition block. When you move into competition block, competitor typically is of three pieces. Again, you can break it down to three pieces. um, One is high intensity and high volume training, followed by a taper, and then the gold race. So what are we doing? We are actually breaking down the whole program into small pieces. So typically in technical terms we call it microcycle, mesocycle, and macrocycle. So microcycles are typically week, mesocycle will be 2 to 3 weeks, and macrocycle will be a little bit more. um, what we do, why we again coming back to this easy runs. I give tremendous amount of emphasis on easy runs. Easy runs are those runs which build your cardiovascular capability. How? Because the moment you start running, initially body gets into an alarm phase, fight or flight kind of a situation. So what the body does is put all the body resources into different segments of that, different parts of the body which is getting affected. So when you're running, your muscles need more blood, so the blood rushes towards those areas. In the process, and the more you do, bodies start getting adapted to it. And how they adapt, it is basically building more mitochondria and building more capillary, so that there are enough ways to put blood into all those areas. So this is one of the key things. Once you have enough blood vessels in those areas of the body which need this resource, then you are primed up. Then you're primed up to take on the next level. Remember, during this preparation phase is also what there is another important thing which we do is we start building the musculoskeletal levels. So the endurance which you are building for your cardiovascular system, you also need to start building your musculoskeletal endurance through variety of strength training, tabata, and several other methods. Again, one of the key important item here: one size fits all do not have any bearing on you, and it cannot give you the real result, because every individual body is different. Depending on the athlete's body, a program needs to be devised. Somebody must be coming from a cycling background into a running, so his or her level of endurance, the the capillaries in the body, in the muscles, and those muscles were maybe much higher level. So for them, the preparation stage, the preparation block, may not be as long as a person who's coming from just couch, right? So depending on the athlete's current state, we need to look into what needs to be done at the preparation stage. And then the competition, I think the key here is the preparation stage. Once you move into the competition block, it's still a lot more understandable, a lot more predictable, because you are primed up to face the competition. Now at the competition stage, you're getting into high volume, high intensity training, and you're building it up till you get to the taper stage. Then a week or two as a tapering off. Once you tapered off, then you are ready for the race. You know what? Once the race is done, then another critical stage starts. That is called the transition stage or the recovery stage. Lot of people drop the ball after the race, And that is a very, very, I'd say, criminal mistake. You cannot drop the ball once you have done with the race. At least the first few days, analyze the race, look into all those areas where you might have gone wrong, your preparation was not right. Analyze the race kilometer by kilometer, think about all those things which went good and all those things which went not so good. Don't overthink about the not so good um, things, but please focus more on the good things. Once you have analyzed this, then you have to sit with your coach and discuss in greater details that what are the necessary changes need to be done. However, while you are doing all this analysis, this is the time when you need to slowly once again go back to your preparation stage kind of training, which is more of easy runs along with um, just a minute, is there some comments? No. More of easy runs and building the base. So if I go back for a recap of what we should do, is basically first fix the goal, and that's very, very important. Then after you have decided on the goal, move into a preparation phase. That is the longest phase. From there to competition phase, which is not so long a phase, and from competition phase to a transition phase. And depending on the number of races you are doing, you need to increase the training blocks. Uh, Typically, I'll say 2 full marathon a year is a good. However, while you're going through, especially during the competition phase, you may look for 1 or 2 other races. Uh, I also use a terminology, we call it the race to train and train to race. What you are doing, you are training for a race, but in the middle of that, you can pick up a race which is race to train. You're picking up the race to train. Why? Because in a race, you get one great thing, that is aid stations. A race can also be a fantastic platform for your nutrition adaptation. So, what are you going to take during the race? Are you going to use only water? Are you going to take a gel? Or you take 3 gels? Are you going to have a gel which has caffeine? Or you want to take a gel which has no caffeine? How these are getting impacted? What are you going to eat before the race? Right? These are the things. It's like you have to obviously follow these things during your training program, but a race can sharpen it. You are actually in a state of complete readiness. So many a times, apart from gold race, you will pick and choose races which are maybe 3-4 weeks before, or maybe a little bit more, not 3-4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks before the actual race. And that's how you should build. And remember, end of the day, what is the most important criteria? These training programs are fine. It can only be successful if you have discipline in life and you have got work ethics in your overall training regime. Once you have those two, only then you can taste the fruits of success. I keep pushing about this. The last thing I want to talk about it is, yeah, while we prepare this kind of a training program for our athletes, we also need to keep in mind that it cannot be very rigid. It cannot be like, okay, I have created a 4 week of or 8 weeks of preparation, so I'll not even budge a single day from that 8 week. No, it cannot be so. As I said, a swimmer can start coming and can come and start running. If a swimmer has built certain level of cardiovascular capabilities. The adaptation has already been done. So for him or her, it will be different. And also, as we move into the program, we continuously see how an athlete behave, how an athlete is doing good or bad, how an athlete is reacting to the training, and accordingly we keep changing the training. Some people move very fast from preparation to competition stage, but some people take longer time. This is something which I keep seeing a lot of, very standardized coaching methods. 25 people doing the same thing every week, week after week. So, which I strongly believe is not the right way, and that's why I thought that today I'll talk about a little bit about periodization and how a right kind of training program should look like. um, do let me know how you felt it, how you how you like this video, or if you have disliked it, please spell it out. um, I see there's somebody already joined the conversation. I'm more than happy to take any question if you have some. But even after the, if you are not seeing this live, if you're seeing this later on, do let me know if you have any question. Ping me directly, or put a comment on the comment box. I'll be more than happy to answer. And like always, do subscribe my channel, press the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I post something or I do a live session like this. I do have plans. I am in touch with few athlete, a nutritionist, also with a physiotherapist, for having some candid conversation in near future. I'll keep all of you posted, and I will talk about it in my Instagram handle as well as in my Facebook handle. That's it for today. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for listening and watching this at a later stage. Thanks once again. See you next Monday in my Monday Tidbits. Thank you. Bye bye.